Saying yes changed my world. A friend recently said to me, "You always say no before you say yes." And I thought to myself, no, I don't think so. Another no. But on reflection, I think she could be right. But I thought to myself, it's not just me. I can't be the only one. I think yes is a very hard word to say. If you think about a time recently maybe where you've been asked to do something, to give something, did you have a resounding yes? I'm thinking possibly not. Psychology today has research that says that no is very much our default setting. And it comes from our ancestors. When they had to look after their family, their food, they had to guard them, they had to protect them from predators, both human and animal. And so this sort of enclosed world, this protected world, was inbuilt into their DNA, if you like. And so it is, I think, with us today. We're very guarded, we're very protected as to what we allow in and out of our lives. Yes, a very small three-lettered word that I believe we find threatening. Saying yes is easy when you're saying yes to a new job that you've wanted, when you're saying yes to a deal that you want to put together, when you're saying yes to a holiday. These are easy yeses to say. The hard yeses to say are those that take us out of our comfort zone, that demand something of us that is beyond ourselves, that largely do not build our own kingdom, our own bank account, our own ego. These are the hard yeses to say, but I believe these are the yeses that the world needs us to be saying. When we're asked to say yes to the hard stuff, to the challenging things, our world gets a little bit tipped. And we find, oh gosh, I'm a bit challenged. Oh, I don't feel sure of my footing any longer. I don't feel sure of my giftings and my talents. I feel unsafe. I want to share a story with you today about how saying yes changed my world. 22 years ago, I was asked to teach in a Bible college in Kampala, Uganda. Of course, my initial reaction was, I don't think so. I was in America. I didn't want to go to Africa. I didn't want to live in a mud hut, possibly. I didn't want to eat strange food. And I didn't want to feel unsafe. But over time, somehow, I ended up changing my mind, and I went. And to my surprise, I loved it. And it became a highlight of my life. 6 years ago, one of my students from that time in Kampala contacted me. His name is Emmanuel. And he was trying to look after 250 orphans by feeding them one meal a day. So he asked for my help. I, of course, said, no, I don't think so. I don't know anything about orphans. I don't know anything about fundraising. What if nobody gives me any money? I don't know how to do a project like this. And it sounded hard. And I didn't want to do hard. I had a comfortable life. I lived in a comfortable house in Ponsonby, New Zealand. I had a comfortable job as a business development manager in a graphic display company. I drove a comfortable 3 minutes to my work in my very comfortable company car. So my life was comfortable. But I ended up saying yes. And not a heroic yes, not superwoman, I'm going to change the world yes. No, it was a feeble, whispered, scared yes. And so, Project Moroto, my charity, was born. And would you believe? I love it. And it is and will be a highlight of my life. Project Moroto is about providing safe dormitory living for Ugandan orphans. Has it been difficult? Yes. Has it been frustrating and challenging? Yes. When you drive 170 kilometres and it takes you 9 hours and you feel like you are sitting on top of a jackhammer as you go along these roads, and you have 20 bunks overhanging the truck, you have 20 mattresses, you have a 5,000 litre water tank and a 1,500 litre water tank, and you're going along and you have fears of everything falling off and killing small children. At this point, you wonder about the wisdom of your very whispered yes. But has it been worth it? Yes. Today, 5 years on, Project Moroto has a 1-acre fenced compound with a building which holds the dormitory for our girls. It has a dining room, it has a room for the live-in mama, it has a storage room. We have an exterior kitchen building, we have large vegetable gardens, we have squat flush toilets. It's pretty good. And a toilet block, a shower block. We have water tanks, we have solar power, and we have a very long washing line. But most of all, we have 20 gorgeous girls living in our home. They are fed, they are protected, and they are educated. They're aged anywhere from 9 to 15. It's always difficult in Africa because they don't know their birthday. They're in the classes from P3 or year 3 to year 7. They want to be nurses and teachers, a bank manager, and a mechanic because she wants to drive the SUVs that the NGOs have. They are wonderful. They all come from difficult extended family situations. They come from situations where their grandmothers, their aunts, their uncles beat them on a daily basis. They come from situations where they're treated as slaves, where they have to do all the work and all the cooking in their little hut, but they're not allowed to eat the food. These girls have had their parents die from HIV, AIDS, from malaria, been killed by other tribal people, and also committed suicide. A couple of our girls actually cannot remember the faces of their parents. These girls had no hope. But today they are very happy. They can't believe that they're being fed and protected and educated. But I want to say today that Project Moroto is not in the orphanage business. We are in the opportunity business. I want to give opportunity to these girls. Through no fault of their own, they have been born into crippling poverty. And through no virtue of our own, all of us sitting here today, we have largely, I assume, been born into wealth. We have had food, we have had protection, we have had education. So the only difference between my girls and all of us today is opportunity. If the situation was reversed and you and I were one of these girls living in Moroto, Uganda, with no family, with an extended family who beat you, wouldn't you love that someone come along and say, we'll give you a go. We'll give you a chance to choose your potential because you have potential. These girls are intelligent, beautiful girls. And they need a go, like you and I have had a go. So that's what we do. Why did I say yes to this? There are 3 reasons. The first one is relationship. Here was a man, Emmanuel, who contacted me asking for my help. He rang me, he emailed me, he even sent me photograph albums of all the children with all their details, their names, their age. He sent me vision documents as for what I was going to provide. He even sent me a plan of the building that I was going to build. Here was a poor man in Moroto, Uganda, doing something for others with nothing. Here was me, a wealthy woman, doing nothing with something. I had time, people, money, I had resources, but I was doing nothing. And so I had no good excuse. People give to me in Project Moroto because of relationship, because they know me. And they say, we know you, we know what you can do, we believe in you, so we will give to you. Relationship is key to getting people on your side. So relationship is the first thing that changes us from a no to a yes. The second thing I found was reason, a cause. It's built into humanity where we want to know, what are we here for? What is the purpose for my life? It's natural, it's normal. And for me, I had been praying to God, and along came Emmanuel. And of course, I said to myself, this can't be it. A perfect project to me would come kind of ready assembled, if you like, instead of perhaps coming as a flat pack option. And we all know how frustrating the flat pack option is. You know, you get all these bits, and they don't fit together, and then you're missing bits, and then you've got too many bits. And you will probably end up with a product that doesn't look like what you wanted. I feel my project came with actually nothing actually in the flat pack. I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. But you know, there's something within us as human beings, we rise to a reason. When we can see a reason for our life, a purpose, a destiny, we rise to this. There's something within us that does it. The third reason we say yes to difficult requests is one of regret. I thought to myself, would I always wonder, what if? What if people would actually give me money? What if I could build a home for orphans? What if I could change someone's world? I thought I didn't want to have that regret. You know, we need to give ourselves time to do things for others, to think, gosh, how can I help change the world? So, yes, it was. Yes has a life of its own. You never know where it's going to lead you. Now, I've gone from being childless to being a mother of 20. My cognitive world has changed. I now don't just think of myself, but I think of 20 gorgeous girls and how I can create a future and hope for them. My physical world has changed. I go to Uganda every year for a couple of months. And my purposeful world has changed. I left my job and I feel I've found a vocation. The power of saying yes to the difficult things. Yes, there's sacrifice. Yes, there's frustration. But in the long term, you know, there's huge satisfaction. The world needs us all to say yes to stuff that doesn't benefit our own kingdom, our own bank account, our own ego. I want to encourage you to say yes. You will find fulfillment and satisfaction that is worth it. So, how could yes change your world? For me, it was Project Moroto. What could it be for you? When it comes, please say yes. Thank you.